Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. It is hump day, I think. And a beautiful morning here in McDonough, GA. Gonna be a hot one today. Wouldn't you know it, too? I think it's gonna be the hottest day of the week, and today's the day I do the live out from the shop where it's it'll be fun. But don't worry, I have my bottle of water with me. I'll be hydrated. So let's see what we got going on here. We've got a pretty good little crowd over there already. Let's see who's hanging with us today. We got Big D in the house. Beautiful Brooklyn, Michigan, 59, high of 86. All righty. Good morning, Dave. Wilson Rubottom, good morning, sir. How are you? Larry Gault's here this morning. Happy hump day to you, sir. Here's Janet. How you doing, Janet? Good to see you. And I saw your good news about your test thing too. That's awesome. Troy Pritchard's in the house. Good morning, Troy. Earl Walker. Let's see, 63 going to 82. All righty. Appreciate the thumbs up. Got a few of them going over there. Let's see who else we got here. Stephen Toronto's here. He says, happy hump day. Yes, sir. Jesse from JJ's Wood Shop is here. Good morning, Jesse. Paul Stewart's here. Good morning, Paul. Steve Kronsky, 70 going to 93 today. All right, yeah. Good morning, Steve. Kevin Ailes, still keeping his streak alive, I think. Construction stalled. Good morning to you, Kevin. Michael Bell, 80 headed for 100. Oh my gosh, that's just too hot. Good morning, Michael. Stay hydrated, my friend. Gary Hammett Wood Creations is here. Good morning, Gary. Dave Mack. Prior to my walk with Jax, we had to fix the bird feeder that bear raided last night. All right. Those pesky bears. Your stuff's in the mailbox too, heading out today, Dave. Let's see here. Who have I missed here? Portal Woodworks is here. Good morning, David. Good to see you. There's Bart Bixel. How you doing, Bart? Good to see you. Neil Cochran from Germany. Good morning, sir. Rusty Taylor's in the house today. What's up, Rusty? Talked to him yesterday. He said the 2020. I almost hate saying that, don't you? 2020, because it's such a bad thing. But 2020 Georgia International Cigar Box Guitar Festival is still a go around the McDonough Square. So if you're in the area, come on down. Come on down. Be lots of good music, lots of good folks. There's Jim Senecola, 80 going to 87. He's still in the PA over there. And let's see. Looks like I'm caught up. All right. not a whole lot of big news. Of course, the big news of the week, or from now on, I guess, is going to be that Joe Biden made his VP pick. So um, I'm not even going. I'm not even going to get started saying anything about that. I want to stay on the positive note. It's Wednesday. It's a beautiful day out. I got lots of stuff to do, so I'm going to stay positive, and I'm not even going to discuss uh, any of that silliness. It'll all work out in the end, I'm sure. Dave Mack says the Apple Fest in LJ is canceled. Yeah, I tell you, I'm hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Rusty, because I know he's got a lot invested in that festival, and I hope it can go on. But I tell you, they canceling stuff left and right, and I want to know. I've showed you pictures of that beautiful new middle school and high school they built right around the corner from me. Yeah, I say around the corner. It's 2 or 3 miles from me, I guess. But I want to know when I'm going to get a refund on my property taxes. That if they're not going to use them buildings, I don't know why we're paying for them. It's they don't want to, and it's it's everywhere like that. They send the kids to school, or try to send some of them to school, and you know one of them or somebody comes down with something, and the next thing you know, they're shutting the whole thing down. Well, so yeah, I'd like to get a refund on my property tax bill. Thank you, because it has gone sky high because of those. And it's like, you can look at mine, and I'm sure on yours too. It breaks it down. What's the school bond and the maintenance, and all the different things that is covered. But what jacked it up was that new school over there. So yeah, Rusty knows where I'm talking about. It's huge, yeah, and it's beautiful, and nobody's in it. Nobody. It's a school bus parking lot. Is all it is. It's crazy. Yeah, I just anyway. So what? What I might do? I just might do this. Let's see if I can get this to work. I keep saying I'm going to show y'all my grass, where my driveway was. Let's see if I can get this pulled up. I'm not sure I can. Maybe we can. Let's see. Let's see if I do that. Yeah, it always pops it over here. Yeah, you can see it pretty good. All right, I'm going to switch stuff around here. Let me move this over here, because this thing only wants to go full screen when it's right here. I think you can get a pretty good look at it now. So let me share that with you. This one. Okay, here's my pretty new driveway that y'all got to watch him do pretty much live, a lot of it. But you can see here, I've still got a little wheat straw right here. And I think most of that's because I forgot to throw seed out over here on this side. But you can see my grass here is poking up pretty good through the wheat straw. And you can see I've kept my hose out here. I got my sprinkler right over here. So if we go a day or two without rain, I'll turn it on and make my water bill go up. But yeah, that's my little grass there, and it really looks better when you walk out there and look at it. You can see more, but I think you can see it pretty good. It's starting to pop through there pretty good. So, all right, now you've got to see my. Let me go ahead and turn that off and move this back over here. So I'm looking straight at you. Yeah, Rusty says there's 10 janitors over there. Well, as big as that place is, they ought to be able to stay socially distanced or whatever. Look at Janet. She got that wicked sense of humor, doesn't she? She says my refund for my property tax will come in the mail with my $9 million from my what was that guy from, Libya or somewhere? Yeah, yeah. I don't understand it. I still haven't got the deposit yet. Uh, Gave him my PIN, account number, and all that. Still nothing. I don't know. But anyhow, Charles Lawrence is here. How you doing, Charles? Good to see you here. Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be another scorcher, but it's okay. I'm so really excited. I'm, I had a lot of fun doing the live show last week, the Wednesday Gatton CNC live. And I'm going to have more fun today because I'll actually be able to see better. I bought 2 new monitors, and I was going to build a thing, and I'm still going to build a little kind of a thing on casters to mount the monitors and the computer and all that stuff on where I can just wheel it out in and out of the way to do those lives. But for the meantime, I've got it on some sawhorses. Bought a new mic. I think the mic's going to sound better. Everybody was telling me last week that my audio was great, but I didn't. When I watched the replay, I didn't like the audio. I thought it sounded a little, I don't know. I just didn't like it. So bought a new mic too. Yeah, Troy says the grass coming along nicely. Yeah, it's. I don't even want to. It's pretty high in places, but I don't want to really mow it. I want to let it just go crazy, and then I'll mow it. Dave Clemens wants to know what's on the sawhorses. Just that's pretty much a permanent fixture. I keep right there in front of my garage. Used to sit on the other side of the driveway, but now I kind of stuck it in that corner. But it's just a couple of sawhorses. I've got a 6-foot pallet sitting on top of it, and that's what I use. I call it my cheap poke bench. If y'all know what a poke bench is, but it's just a pallet sitting on a thing, and I use it for a workbench because when I go to get plywood and I've got to cut it up, I cut it up into 48 by 32 inch blanks. I just back my truck up there, grab a sheet, slide it off, slide the other end on, and I never have to pick plywood up. I can't. I'm not going to pick it up. My shoulder's always killing me just from lugging this stuff around the way I do it. But yeah, I never pick up a piece of plywood. I just slide it over there, and then I usually throw a couple of skeletons from previous blanks up under it, and then that way I can set the depth of my circular saw blade where it just barely goes through, and if I cut the stuff underneath, it doesn't matter. But that's what those sawhorses are for. It's just kind of a work area that I use to do all that outside. I really don't have room to, because my garage is packed. I rearranged it. I got some new stuff. You won't see it in today's live, but you'll see it in some upcoming videos. I've got some new stuff to show, and I had to do some rearranging, moving some stuff around, moving some stuff out. And it's getting kind of crowded in there, actually. But it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, Dave says nice idea. Yeah, it's just I have to do it that way. I just cannot pick up a piece. I mean, I can pick up a piece of plywood, but I don't want to. I know, and I know, and I tell you what, I'm short, and I don't have that big a wingspan. So it's all I can do to get my arms across a piece of plywood to pick it up. And then when you pick it up, if there's the least little bit of wind, it's like a sail, and it'll knock me over just about. So, and I don't want to drop the plywood and ding up corner because it's the nicer plywood. So I always have, because I've lived by myself so long. There's never anybody that I can go, hey, come over and help me do this. Help me lift this real quick. So I've always figured out ways to do things. Yeah, smarter, not harder. And plus, I have had back issues a long time ago. So, and a lot of that stems from one time when somebody asked me. I was probably in my late 20s, I guess, maybe. And somebody asked me if I wanted to. No, I was probably younger now. Yeah, I was in my 20s, I guess. And somebody asked me if I wanted to play some, I don't know what they call it, the softball, but it's like the co-ed where it's got guys and gals on the team and stuff or something. I don't know, they needed somebody to fill in or whatever. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can still play. No, I should have turned that one down. I was in center field and somebody hit a fly ball, and I'm thinking, I can still do this. So I dove for it, went flat on my back, and I finished the game. But man, after that, I couldn't even hardly drive home. My car was, getting in my car and trying to get my body bent up to get in there. I'm like, oh. And then I'd screwed it up, and I forget what they called it, acute lumbar strain or something like that. I was down for about 2 weeks on the good pain pills. So yes, I have to be careful what I do, or I can jack up the back, is what they say. So I always try to. You don't use a handheld plywood caddy. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do have one of those things that you it's like the handle and you stick it under the edge. It's mainly for carrying sheetrock, but I've used that for plywood. No, I don't carry plywood anymore. Not when I can do it an easier way and not have to pick it up. There's just no reason for me to have to pick it up now. By the time I cut it into the blanks, those are much lighter. I can pick those up. But yeah, I can always tell on the day or 2 days after I've done the plywood. Because I've told you, when I go get the plywood, because I cut it up outside, I have to make sure I have not only a good weather window with no rain, that I have time to go to Home Depot, get home, and cut it, because I don't have any place to stack it off. And again, I'm not going to pick it up and move it in the garage. So I got to make sure it's not going to rain while it's sitting out there in the truck. So I come home and immediately start sliding it off there and cutting it up. But it usually doesn't, usually I can go get a whole bunch of it, go there, come back, get it cut up, and stack in the, because when it's in the blanks, I actually slide it under my CNC machines. I keep some under my Avid and some under my Gatton, and they help to just weight the machine down. But it's like a little storage shelf like thing under there. So yeah, I can usually get all that done in a couple of hours. So if I get a good window for that. Dave says, I don't do softball. Last time in my 30s, a guy broke my finger. I'm guessing finger. Spiral fracture. Fingernail was facing my palm. Ooh, that don't look right. Surgery required. Yeah. See, when you get older, you said you were in your 30s. See, yeah, it's okay to if you've played nonstop or every year until you're 30. Because baseball players do that. But if you quit playing in your when you're 16 or something, and then all of a sudden at 28 or something, you go, yeah, I can still do this. No, no, just say no. That's all you gotta do. Just say no. Janet wants to know if she can see videos of you plywood sailing. Um, I don't think I've ever caught that on video, but and you won't see it now because I don't. Doing. Got somebody new here. Looks like David says, "Hi, how's name's dog? My dog's name. Well, I don't know which one of them that just came through here. Um, for you guys that know my dogs, which one did you just see come in here? It was either my dog's name is the old one, the old brown one, and I hate to say old because I don't mean it in a bad way. He's just old, but his name is Rocky. And if it was the big fat one, the black one, that's Jack, affectionately known as Big Jack or sometimes Fat Jack. But Ryan says, once you turn 40, they stop fixing you and start patching you up. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't heal up like you used to. Janet says she thinks it was Rocky. I won't know until I go back and watch the replay or something because I don't they walk in and out of here and a lot of times I don't even pay attention to. It probably was Rocky because Jack very seldom comes in here without. It's hard to miss him, because usually he's poking me on the elbow or something like putting his cold wet nose on me or something. Rocky a lot of times will just walk in here and you can hear Rocky. I don't know if you can pick it up with this microphone or not, but every step Rocky takes, he's his bones, they just crack. I mean, they snap, crackle, pop. Sound like Rice Krispies or something. But I feel bad for him. But I keep giving him the glucosamine chewy things. In fact, he just had like 4 or 5 of them a while ago. For his weight, he's supposed to get like 5 of them a day. But he's just old like me. Actually, he's older than me now, I guess, going by dog years. And they always used to say, I think it's 7 years, 1 human year, 7 for a dog or something. And then I read something one time that's not really true. It's different from breed to breed, which, I don't know how they know that. But anyway, if Rocky's, let's see, he's going to be next month, as a matter of fact. Next month, he'll be 14. So if it's 7, that'd be 98 years old. It would be how old he is. Jim says 50 is when your check engine light starts blinking. Yeah, mine's been permanently stuck on for quite a while, Jim. There's no unplugging it and plugging it back in and resetting mine. It's permanently on. Oh, he says my dog passed behind me. Yeah. Well, if you hang around and watch long enough, David, you'll see Fat Jack too. Or I shouldn't call him Fat Jack. You'll see my dog Jack. He is big though. He's way bigger than he should be. But yeah, I'm big dog fan. If you haven't figured it out, David. They are. I like them better than most people, actually. And most people I know that. So Charles says, I'm 67 and everything I used to do before just isn't possible without finding a workaround now. Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of getting older. You have to, at some point, go, up here, I say I can still do it. But, your back, your arm, whatever says, no, I'll pass. So, well fed and well loved. That they are. And what's weird is, well, neither one of them get a whole lot of exercise. They go out and stuff, but when it's hot like this, they don't stay out there long. But when I throw the ball, Jack, I mean, he runs like the wind for somebody as fat as he is. So he does get a little bit of exercise, but he eats twice as much as Rocky. And Rocky's smart. Well, I say he's smart. I think he's smart. And Jack hasn't caught on. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was out in the garage, setting up all my new stuff for the live today. And I started getting hungry. So I come in and I'm like, okay, what am I going to have for lunch? So I thought I'm going to have, I look in the fridge and I got some dinners and, those little frozen dinners and stuff. So I had one I hadn't had in a while. It was a Stouffer's Salisbury steak with mac and cheese. I'm laughing because I'm reading Janet's comment. He's not fat, he's just big boned. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm not going to say anything about that. Yeah. But anyway, when I feed them in the morning, that's one of the first things I do. We get up and I let them out, and while they're out doing their business out back, I go around and I fill their bowls up. A lot of times Rocky's isn't even empty from the day before. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times it isn't. But anyway, so I come in yesterday and I'm heating up that Salisbury steak dinner thing, and it was pretty good actually. But I was sitting there eating it, and Rocky's just silently sitting off to the corner watching me. He knows the drill. Now, when I fed him that morning, Jack goes in there and just gobbles up all his stuff. So his bowl's empty. Rocky just kind of nibbles a little bit at his. He doesn't eat right away like Jack does. But then Rocky knows when I get done with that stuff, like there's still a bunch of like gravy and stuff in that thing. So I'll go over there and I'll take Rocky's bowl and I'll dump a bunch of his dog food into that plastic thing that the Stouffer's dinner was in. Kind of swirl it around in that gravy and then put it back on top and set it down. And then Jack's like, well, what about me? And I'm like, well, you already ate all your stuff. You know. But Rocky's smart. He knows that if he just eats a little at a time, always, it's like he's trying to teach Jack, but Jack's just not getting it. You should always leave a little bit in the bowl just because Daddy may give you some kind of a extra bonus depending on what he's having. So, yeah. Weight has a factor in dog years. Well, if that's the case, then Jack's pretty old. I saw my timer go off or heard it go off, so I'll get through these comments here and we'll get out of here and get our Wednesday started. Yeah, it's good if you got somebody you can call and help. My problem is my buddy Jim, and I love my buddy Jim. I do. I talk about him pretty regularly. And he's like, I always joke, say he's like 9'2". I think he's like 6'5". He's big guy. But he's a little older than me, and he's got back problems too. So it's not like I can call Jim and go, "Hey Jim, come give me a hand lifting it," because I don't want to mess his back up. So, but I've really got nobody that I can call to lift something heavy. So I always just figure out how to do it myself. So, all right, I guess we're going to get out of here, folks. It's about that time. I appreciate y'all coming in here and hanging out with me on this hump day morning, drinking your coffee with me. And if you're of the CNC persuasion, David, that new guy that was asking about Rocky, if you're a CNC person, be sure to tune in either here on Facebook or on my website, davegatton.com, and check out the Gatton CNC Live. It's going to be today at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be talking about limit switches and homing switches, and should you have them? Do you really need them? That kind of thing. So anyhow, that's going to do it for me, folks. Till tomorrow. Peace out.